Winning the lottery should set you up for life with more money than most people earn in decades. But these lottery winners proved that being handed millions of dollars doesn't stop you from making the stupidest financial decisions imaginable and losing it all faster than you want it. 1. A Kentucky man won $3 million and immediately bought a mansion he couldn't afford to maintain or furnish properly. The property taxes alone consumed $180,000 annually, which he hadn't budgeted for at all. Heating and cooling the massive house cost another $4,000 monthly. He couldn't afford furniture, so most rooms sat completely empty for months. Maintenance issues like roof repairs and plumbing problems drained his accounts. Within 18 months, the house was foreclosed, with him owing more than it was worth. He'd spent the entire lottery winning on a house without considering ongoing costs. The bank took the property, leaving him homeless and broke. His attempt to live like a millionaire ignored the reality of millionaire expenses. 2. A Florida woman won $5 million, then loaned her boyfriend money to start 7 different failed businesses in 2 years. Each business idea was more ridiculous than the last, including a restaurant with no chef. She funded every venture completely without business plans or market research. The boyfriend had zero business experience, but convinced her each idea would work. Every business failed within months, taking hundreds of thousands with it. She kept funding new attempts, believing eventual success would recover losses. By year 3, the lottery money was gone with nothing to show for it. The boyfriend left her once the money ran out. She declared bankruptcy, owing money to vendors and landlords. Her trust in a scammer boyfriend cost her the entire fortune. 3. A Texas winner took home $10 million, then bought luxury cars for everyone in his extended family without setting limits. He purchased over 30 vehicles, including Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and custom trucks. Family members he barely knew suddenly needed expensive cars. The insurance costs alone exceeded $200,000 annually for the fleet. Most recipients immediately crashed or sold the vehicles for cash. He paid for repairs and replacements when family wrecked the cars. Within 3 years, he'd spent $8 million just on vehicles and related costs. The IRS audited him for the undocumented gifts, triggering massive tax bills. He couldn't pay the taxes and lost everything in the audit. His generosity with cars destroyed his financial future completely. 4. An Ohio man won $7 million and spent it all on a traveling carnival business that immediately failed. He bought rides, games, and equipment without understanding carnival operations. The carnival never got proper permits or insurance to actually operate anywhere. Equipment sat in storage, costing money while generating zero revenue. He hired a crew but had no events booked for them to work. The business lost money every single month with no path to profitability. After 2 years, he sold everything at massive loss to liquidate. The carnival dream consumed his entire lottery winning with nothing gained. He returned to his previous job broke and embarrassed. His fantasy business destroyed millions through poor planning and execution. 5. A California winner received $15 million, then got involved in a Ponzi scheme, promising to triple her money. She invested $12 million with scammers running a classic pyramid operation. The returns seemed incredible at first, encouraging her to invest more. She convinced family members to invest their savings too. The scheme collapsed when investigators shut it down for fraud. Her entire investment vanished with the arrested scammers. Family members sued her for convincing them to invest. Legal fees from the lawsuits consumed the remaining lottery money. She ended up owing money to family and facing her own legal troubles. Her greed for more money cost her everything plus her reputation. 6. A Michigan man won $4 million, then started a cryptocurrency mining operation at the worst possible time. He spent millions on mining equipment right before a market crash. The electricity cost for running the operation exceeded any potential profits. Cryptocurrency values plummeted, making mining completely unprofitable. He kept buying more equipment, convinced the market would recover. The operation lost hundreds of thousands monthly in electricity and maintenance. After 18 months, he sold the equipment for 10 cents on the dollar. The crypto operation destroyed his lottery winning through terrible market timing. He was left with worthless digital currency and massive debts. His tech investment gamble failed spectacularly at every level. 7. A Georgia woman won $6 million and immediately divorced her husband to avoid sharing. The divorce revealed she'd hidden the lottery winning, which made it community property. The judge awarded her ex-husband the entire amount plus penalties for attempted fraud. She tried to hide assets during proceedings, making everything worse. Her attorney fees exceeded $500,000 fighting the losing case. The ex-husband received the full lottery amount, leaving her with nothing. Her attempt to keep everything resulted in getting nothing. Legal penalties for fraud continued beyond the divorce. She ended up owing her ex-husband additional money for legal costs. Her greedy divorce strategy backfired completely. 8. A Pennsylvania winner took $8 million, then hired family members at ridiculous salaries for fake jobs. His brother became chief operating officer at $300,000 yearly doing nothing. Cousins were hired as consultants making six figures for non-existent work. He created an entire fake company to justify the payroll. The IRS investigated the obvious employment fraud. Tax audits revealed none of the employees actually worked. Penalties for payroll fraud consumed the remaining lottery money. Family members who'd received the fake salaries had their own tax problems. He faced criminal charges for the employment scheme. His attempt to give family money through fake jobs destroyed everything legally. 9. An Arizona man won $12 million and spent it all throwing elaborate parties for strangers and acquaintances. He rented mansions and hired celebrities to attend his weekly parties. Each party cost between $200,000 and $500,000 to throw. Guests were strangers who showed up for free food and entertainment. He thought the parties would make him famous and important socially. The parties attracted freeloaders and people using him for free luxury. After 3 years of non-stop partying, the money was completely gone. None of the party guests remained friends once spending stopped. He was left alone and broke after entertaining thousands of strangers. His quest for popularity through parties cost him everything. 10. A New Jersey woman won $9 million, then invested everything in her friend's tech startup without research. The startup had 0 users and a business plan written on napkins without projections. She didn't understand the technology or market for the product being developed. The friend assured her it would become the next big social media platform, disrupting the industry. The company burned through millions without launching anything functional or testable. Developers were paid exorbitant salaries for 2 years producing nothing valuable. The startup folded without ever releasing a product users could access or download. She lost the entire investment when the company dissolved and filed bankruptcy. Her friend moved on to scam other investors with new ideas immediately. Her trust in a tech startup fantasy destroyed her lottery fortune completely. The friend had no technical background or relevant experience. Office space in Silicon Valley consumed hundreds of thousands monthly. The app that was supposedly being developed never actually existed. Investor meetings revealed the entire operation was smoke and mirrors. 11. A Virginia man won $5 million and bought a minor league sports team that immediately went bankrupt. He knew nothing about sports management or team operations and finances. Player salaries and arena costs exceeded revenue from ticket sales dramatically. The team was already failing when he purchased it, but he didn't do due diligence. His ego wanted to be a sports team owner regardless of finances or viability. Losses mounted to hundreds of thousands monthly from operations and payroll. The league expelled the team for unpaid fees after 1 season of poor performance. He sold the team for a fraction of purchase price, losing millions on the deal. His sports ownership dream consumed most of his lottery winning in under 2 years. The vanity purchase of a failing team destroyed his financial security completely. Players and staff sued for unpaid wages after the team folded. The arena sued for unpaid rent and damages to facilities. Local fans blamed him for destroying their beloved team. His name became synonymous with failure in the local sports community. 12. A Tennessee winner received $7 million, then gambled it all away at casinos over 18 months. He became convinced he had a system to beat blackjack and roulette consistently. The casino comped him rooms and meals, encouraging more gambling and bigger bets. He was losing hundreds of thousands weekly, but kept playing convinced recovery was coming. Casino hosts treated him like royalty while systematically taking his money daily. His family begged him to stop, but he was completely addicted to the action. The entire $7 million disappeared into slot machines and table games without any winnings. Casinos never lose long-term, and his system was worthless mathematically. He was banned from casinos for erratic behavior after going broke and causing scenes. His gambling addiction destroyed the lottery winning faster than almost any other story. He borrowed money from loan sharks after the lottery money was gone. Family members tried interventions, but he refused gambling addiction treatment. His wife divorced him over the gambling taking their house. He ended up homeless, living in his car after losing everything. 13. A North Carolina woman won $10 million and loaned money to anyone who asked without any documentation. Family, friends, and complete strangers all received loans she never tracked properly. She gave away millions in undocumented loans that were never repaid to her. Most recipients treated the loans as gifts they didn't owe back to her. She had no legal recourse because everything was informal without contracts or paperwork. Her accountant warned her repeatedly, but she insisted on trusting everyone she met. Within 3 years, she'd loaned out the entire fortune to dozens of people without records. Almost none of the loans were repaid despite promises and assurances. She couldn't prove the loans existed without documentation when she tried to collect. Her generous lending without paperwork cost her everything she'd won. Borrowers claimed the money was gifts when she asked for repayment. Some borrowers she'd given money to denied ever receiving anything. Legal attempts to recover the money failed without proof of loans. She became known as an easy mark for anyone needing money. 14. An Alabama man won $4 million, then bought a restaurant despite having no food service experience whatsoever. The restaurant concept made no sense, and the location had terrible traffic and visibility. He hired an expensive chef who created a menu nobody wanted to eat. Operating costs exceeded revenue from day one of opening the doors. He kept funding the losses, thinking it would eventually work out profitably. Reviews were terrible, citing bad food and worse service consistently. After 2 years, the restaurant had lost $3 million in operating costs. The building lease had years remaining at high monthly costs he still owed. He declared bankruptcy, unable to cover ongoing obligations and debts. The restaurant dream consumed most of his lottery-winning and failed operations. His vanity project without industry knowledge destroyed his fortune and dreams. Health inspections revealed numerous violations requiring expensive fixes. Staff turnover was constant due to his micromanaging without expertise. The restaurant became a local joke before closing permanently. He sued the chef who sued him back, creating more legal costs. 15. A Louisiana winner took $8 million, then invested in real estate at the peak of a housing bubble. He bought 14 properties right before the market crashed, spectacularly losing value. Every property decreased in value by half within months of purchase. He couldn't sell without massive losses or rent them profitably to tenants. Mortgage payments on all properties exceeded rental income significantly every month. Maintenance and repairs drained additional money from his accounts. Foreclosure started after he couldn't make the monthly payments on time. Banks seized the properties, selling them at auction for huge losses. He was left owing money after the foreclosures through deficiency judgments. His real estate timing was catastrophically bad with perfect negative timing. The housing crash destroyed his entire lottery fortune through terrible market timing. Real estate agents had warned him about bubble conditions. He ignored advice from experienced investors who saw the crash coming. Tenants destroyed properties knowing foreclosure was imminent. His credit was ruined, preventing any financial recovery afterward. 16. A Mississippi woman won $6 million and gave it all to a televangelist who promised miracles and blessings. The preacher convinced her that donations would result in divine multiplication of wealth. She donated millions expecting God to return 10 times the amount promised. The televangelist bought private jets and mansions with donation money from people like her. No miracles occurred, and her money simply enriched the preacher's lifestyle. She kept donating, hoping the promised blessings would eventually come true. After 3 years, the entire lottery winning was gone into the ministry. The televangelist moved on to other wealthy victims and stopped taking her calls. She was left broke and disillusioned with her faith exploited cynically. Her religious giving to a con artist destroyed everything she'd won. The church offered nothing when she asked for help after going broke. Family members who'd warned her refused to help after she'd ignored them. She appeared on news programs warning others about televangelist scams. Her faith was destroyed along with her finances by the experience. 17. An Indiana man won $11 million, then spent it on a music career despite having no talent whatsoever. He funded recording albums that nobody bought or streamed anywhere. Music videos cost hundreds of thousands to produce for songs nobody liked listening to. He hired publicists and agents who took money while accomplishing nothing for his career. Tours lost money performing to empty venues in small towns. Every aspect of the music career was funded by lottery winnings without any revenue. After 4 years, he'd spent millions on a career that never launched at all. No songs charted and no fans materialized, despite enormous spending on promotion. His vanity music career consumed the entire fortune on a failed dream. The failed celebrity dream left him broke and embarrassed in his hometown. Music critics called his albums among the worst ever recorded. Radio stations refused to play his music even as paid promotion. Venues banned him after shows sold 0 tickets multiple times. His music videos were mocked mercilessly on social media. 18. A South Carolina winner received $5 million and lost it in a romance scam with someone he never actually met. An online relationship convinced him to send money repeatedly for various emergencies. The person claimed to need money for medical bills, travel, and family issues constantly. He sent hundreds of thousands over 2 years to someone using fake photos online. The romance scammer was actually a criminal network overseas running multiple scams. He ignored family warnings that it was obviously a scam operation. After the money ran out, the scammer disappeared completely without any explanation. He'd never actually met the person despite planning a wedding ceremony. Police couldn't recover money sent internationally through various channels. His online romance scam cost him the entire lottery fortune and dignity. The scammer's photos were stolen from modeling websites. Video calls were always canceled at the last minute with excuses. Family members showed him proof it was a scam, but he refused to believe. His loneliness and desperation made him an easy target for scammers. 19. A Maryland man won $9 million, then invested everything with his high school friend's hedge fund. The hedge fund was fake, and his friend was running a fraud scheme targeting people he knew. Financial statements were completely fabricated, showing fictional returns on investments. He never questioned the consistent high returns regardless of markets or economic conditions. The fraud collapsed when investigators exposed the Ponzi scheme and arrested his friend. His entire investment vanished with the arrested fund manager who'd spent it all. He sued, but the money had been spent and couldn't be recovered anywhere. His trust in a childhood friend running fraud destroyed everything he'd won. The fake hedge fund consumed his entire lottery, winning through systematic theft. His friendship-based investment strategy failed catastrophically, and obviously, other investors included mutual friends who also lost everything. His friend went to prison, but restitution was impossible with no assets. The betrayal destroyed his ability to trust anyone afterward. He became depressed and isolated after losing everything to a friend. 20. A Wisconsin woman won $7 million and spent it all on plastic surgery and cosmetic procedures obsessively. She had dozens of surgeries over 3 years chasing impossible perfection. Medical bills exceeded $4 million for unnecessary procedures and treatments. Many surgeries created complications requiring expensive corrections and additional procedures. She became addicted to cosmetic enhancement despite looking progressively worse. Doctors took advantage of her unlimited budget for procedures without ethical concerns. After 3 years, she'd spent the fortune on surgeries and treatments. The results were botched, requiring more procedures she couldn't afford anymore. Her appearance was permanently damaged by excessive surgery and modifications. Her cosmetic addiction destroyed her lottery fortune and health simultaneously. Friends staged interventions, but she refused to stop the surgeries. Therapists diagnosed body dysmorphic disorder, but she rejected treatment. Her face became unrecognizable to family members and old friends. Medical complications from surgery left her with chronic pain conditions. 21. An Oklahoma man won $4 million, then started a record label that signed terrible artists consistently. He funded recording and promotion for musicians with zero talent or marketability. Every album released sold almost no copies, despite marketing budgets. He kept signing new artists, convinced one would eventually break through commercially. The record label lost money on every single release without exception. Industry professionals tried to warn him, but he ignored all advice completely. After 3 years, the label had spent millions with nothing successful at all. No artist gained any recognition or commercial success anywhere. His record label fantasy consumed the entire lottery, winning on failures. The music industry dream failed completely through poor artist selection and business planning. Recording studios overcharged him, knowing he didn't understand industry cost. Distribution deals were terrible because his music was universally bad. Music critics refused to review his label's releases. Artists he signed used him for funding, then left immediately. 22. A Minnesota woman won $12 million and loaned her adult children money they immediately wasted recklessly. Each child received millions they spent on luxury items and terrible investments quickly. The children fought over who received more, creating family warfare and resentment. None saved or invested the money responsibly despite advice. Grandchildren demanded money from her as well, claiming unfair treatment. She couldn't say no to family despite the financial drain becoming obvious. Within 4 years, the entire fortune was distributed to family members who wasted it. The children came back asking for more after wasting their shares completely. She had nothing left to give them anymore. Her inability to refuse family requests destroyed the lottery fortune and family. Children stopped visiting after the money ran out completely. Grandchildren blamed her for their parents' financial problems. Family gatherings became arguments about money and fairness. She died broken, alone with family feuding over non-existent inheritance. 23. A Washington man won $8 million, then bought a yacht he couldn't afford to maintain properly. The yacht purchase alone consumed $3 million of the winnings initially. Marina fees, maintenance, and crew salaries cost $500,000 annually minimum. He rarely used the yacht but paid for it constantly regardless. Repairs and upgrades cost hundreds of thousands more than anticipated. The yacht depreciated, rapidly losing value faster than cars. After 3 years, he sold the yacht at enormous loss desperately. The yacht fantasy consumed most of his lottery money on one toy. His boat ownership dream failed through underestimating costs dramatically. The luxury vessel purchase destroyed his financial security permanently. Insurance for the yacht exceeded $100,000 annually. Crew members sued for unpaid wages when money ran out. The yacht sat unused at the marina most of the year. Hurricane damage wasn't fully covered by insurance policies. 24. An Oregon woman won $6 million and invested it all in essential oil multi-level marketing schemes. She bought massive inventory trying to reach higher sales levels in the pyramid. The MLM company convinced her that spending more would make her rich eventually. She hosted parties and pushed products to friends who all avoided her afterward. Her garage filled with thousands of dollars in unsold inventory gathering dust. The MLM structure meant she lost money on every sale she managed. After 2 years, she'd spent millions on inventory and events without profit. None of the products sold, and the MLM collapsed entirely, leaving her with nothing. Her investment in pyramid schemes destroyed the lottery fortune through false promises. The essential oil scam consumed everything through manipulative marketing techniques. Friends and family stopped speaking to her over constant sales pitches. The MLM company refused refunds on the massive inventory. Her house smelled permanently of essential oils, making it unsellable. She filed complaints with consumer protection agencies but recovered nothing. 25. A Colorado man won $10 million, then funded his son's video game development company. The son had never made a game but promised the next big hit title. Millions were spent on development for a game that never launched or worked. The son hired friends and paid excessive salaries for minimal work produced. After 3 years, the game was still incomplete and unplayable in alpha state. The company burned through money without producing anything sellable or marketable. Investors besides the lottery winner refused to fund the project after reviewing it. The game company shut down without releasing anything to public. His son's gaming dream consumed the entire lottery, winning without results. The failed game development destroyed everything through poor management and unrealistic goals. His son blamed him for not providing enough funding for success. Industry experts called the game concept unoriginal and poorly executed. The partial game that existed was full of bugs and crashes. His son started another gaming company expecting more funding. 26. A Maine woman won $5 million and spent it all on a clothing boutique in a terrible location. The store was in a town with declining population and no foot traffic. Inventory sat unsold while rent and utilities consumed cash monthly. She refused to move locations despite obvious problems. Marketing couldn't overcome the fundamental location issue. After 2 years, the store had lost millions in operating costs. She closed owing money to suppliers and the landlord. The boutique dream consumed most of her lottery fortune. Her retail business in a dead location failed predictably. The clothing store fantasy destroyed her financial future. 27. An Iowa man won $7 million then lost it all in a timeshare real estate pyramid scheme. He bought dozens of timeshares convinced they would appreciate in value. The timeshares had massive annual fees and zero resale value. He couldn't sell or rent them to cover ongoing costs. The pyramid company kept convincing him to buy more units. After 3 years, he owed hundreds of thousands in unpaid fees. The timeshares were worthless but had continuing obligations. He declared bankruptcy, unable to pay the mounting fees. His timeshare investment destroyed the lottery winning completely. The real estate scam consumed everything through false promises of appreciation. 28. A Kansas woman won $9 million and gave it to family members who immediately sued each other. She distributed money trying to be fair but created warfare. Family members fought over who received more or less. Lawsuits between siblings consumed hundreds of thousands in legal fees. She was sued by family claiming unfair distribution. The family relationships were destroyed permanently over money. Legal battles consumed the remaining lottery fortune. Her attempt to share fairly resulted in losing everything to lawyers. The family conflict destroyed both the money and relationships. Her generosity created legal warfare that consumed everything. 29. A Nebraska man won $4 million, then invested in cryptocurrency at the peak before a massive crash. He bought various cryptocurrencies at all-time high prices. The market crashed, losing 80% of value within months. He kept buying more as prices fell, convinced of recovery. The crypto values continued declining as he invested more. After 2 years, his crypto portfolio was worth almost nothing. He couldn't sell without realizing catastrophic losses. The cryptocurrency investment destroyed most of his lottery fortune. His market timing was disastrously bad. The crypto crash consumed everything through poor entry timing. 30. A Nevada woman won $11 million and spent it all on helping her boyfriend's legal problems endlessly. The boyfriend had multiple criminal cases requiring expensive lawyers for defense. She paid hundreds of thousands for legal defense in various cases. The boyfriend continued committing crimes requiring more legal help repeatedly. She funded appeals and new criminal defenses repeatedly without question. After 4 years, the legal fees had consumed millions without success. The boyfriend was still in prison despite the expensive lawyers hired. Her romantic loyalty to a criminal destroyed the lottery fortune completely. The legal defense spending consumed everything without changing outcomes at all. Her dedication to a criminal partner cost her the entire winning and future. Family begged her to stop funding his legal defense. The boyfriend was manipulating her from prison for money. Other inmates convinced the boyfriend of legal strategies requiring more funding. She became known at prisons as an easy source of money. 31. A Utah man won $6 million, then started a film production company that made unwatchable movies. He funded 3 films that never got distribution deals anywhere. Each movie cost millions to produce with terrible scripts and amateur production quality. Film festival rejections didn't deter him from funding more projects immediately. No distributor wanted the films he produced after viewing them. After 3 years, he'd spent the fortune on unmarketable films nobody wanted. The movies never made back any of the production costs invested. His Hollywood dream failed through lack of talent and market understanding. The film production fantasy consumed the entire lottery, winning on bad movies. His movie-making ambitions destroyed everything without creating anything valuable or watchable. The films were so bad they became cult viewing for their awfulness. Actors refused to put the films on their resumes. Critics called them among the worst films ever made. He still believed he'd made masterpieces despite universal rejection. 32. A Massachusetts woman won $8 million and loaned money to everyone claiming to be an entrepreneur with ideas. She funded dozens of business ideas without evaluating viability or markets. Every business pitch received funding, regardless of merit or feasibility. Most businesses failed within months, losing her entire investment completely. She kept funding new ventures, believing one would succeed eventually. After 3 years, she'd loaned millions that were never repaid to her. No successful businesses emerged from any investment she made. Her angel investing without due diligence destroyed the lottery fortune. The startup funding consumed everything through poor selection and evaluation. Her generosity to fake entrepreneurs cost her everything she'd won. Scammers targeted her knowing she'd fund anything. Business plans were written on napkins but still received funding. None of the funded businesses ever generated any revenue. She appeared on news programs warning about investment scams. 33. An Arkansas man won $5 million, then bought a golf course that immediately went bankrupt. The course was already losing money when he purchased it foolishly. He knew nothing about golf course management or operations. Maintenance costs were hundreds of thousands annually for grounds. Membership revenue couldn't cover operating expenses at all. After 2 years, the golf course had lost millions in operations. He sold it at enormous loss to stop the bleeding of money. The golf course purchase consumed most of his lottery winning. His vanity purchase of a failing business destroyed his fortune. The country club dream failed through ignorance and poor due diligence. Members left immediately after he took over management. Professional golfers refused to play the deteriorating course. The club hosted 0 tournaments under his ownership. Equipment and buildings fell into disrepair quickly. 34. A Connecticut woman won $10 million and invested everything in her friend's cryptocurrency token that was completely worthless. The friend created a digital token promising revolutionary blockchain technology. She invested millions in the token, based on friendship, not research or fundamentals. The cryptocurrency had no real use case or value proposition. The token crashed to 0 when exposed as a scam immediately. Her entire investment vanished when the project collapsed suddenly. She couldn't sell worthless tokens for any recovery at all. Her friend disappeared after the scam failed, taking money abroad. The fake cryptocurrency consumed her entire lottery fortune through fraud. Her trust in a friend's crypto scam destroyed everything she had. The cryptocurrency was never listed on any legitimate exchange. Blockchain experts called it an obvious scam from the beginning. She filed police reports, but her friend fled the country. Other investors also lost millions to the same scam operation. 35. A Missouri man won $7 million, then spent it trying to become a professional race car driver despite being in his 50s. He bought expensive race cars and entered competitions he couldn't win against younger drivers. Racing equipment, fees, and travel consumed hundreds of thousands monthly. He crashed multiple expensive cars requiring replacements and repairs. He never won a single race despite years of trying and practicing. After 3 years, the racing hobby had consumed millions without success. His age and skill level made professional racing impossible realistically. The racing dream consumed most of his lottery winning on fantasy. His midlife racing career destroyed his financial security permanently. The automotive fantasy failed through lack of talent and unrealistic goals. Younger drivers lapped him regularly in races. His reflexes and vision weren't adequate for professional racing. Racing teams refused to sponsor him due to poor performance. Insurance companies canceled his policies after multiple crashes. 36. A Hawaii woman won $9 million and spent it all on a fashion line that nobody wanted. She designed clothing that was unwearable and ugly. Production costs exceeded any potential sales. Fashion shows and marketing consumed hundreds of thousands. Major retailers rejected her designs universally. After 2 years, she'd spent millions on unwanted inventory. The clothing line never sold anything significant. Her fashion fantasy consumed the entire lottery fortune. The design business failed through lack of talent and market appeal. Her clothing line dream destroyed everything. 37. An Idaho man won $4 million, then invested in a friend's brewery that immediately failed. The brewery had terrible beer recipes nobody liked. The location had no foot traffic or visibility. Operating losses mounted from day one of opening. He kept funding the brewery, convinced it would improve. After 18 months, the brewery closed, having lost millions. His investment was completely lost in the failed venture. The brewery dream consumed his entire lottery winning. His beer-making investment destroyed everything through poor product and location. The craft brewery fantasy failed spectacularly. 38. A New Hampshire woman won $12 million and spent it all on animal rescues that became hoarding situations. She took in hundreds of animals she couldn't properly care for. Veterinary bills and food costs exceeded hundreds of thousands monthly. The property became condemned due to unsanitary conditions. Animal control seized the animals for neglect. Legal fees from animal cruelty investigations mounted. After 3 years, she'd spent the fortune on mismanaged animal rescue. Her good intentions created dangerous hoarding situations. The animal rescue consumed everything through poor planning and management. Her love of animals destroyed her fortune and harmed the animals. 39. A Vermont man won $6 million, then bought commercial real estate he couldn't manage or lease. The properties remained vacant, losing money monthly. Property taxes and maintenance consumed cash without income. He refused to lower rents to attract tenants. After 2 years, the properties foreclosed due to unpaid mortgages. His real estate investments destroyed most of the lottery fortune. The commercial property purchase failed through poor management and market understanding. His rental property dream consumed everything through vacancy and stubbornness. The real estate fantasy destroyed his financial security. 40. A Delaware woman won $8 million and gave it to a financial advisor who stole everything. The advisor created fake investment statements showing growth. He actually spent the money on personal expenses and gambling. She never questioned the statements until trying to withdraw funds. The fraud was discovered when she needed money and none existed. The advisor was arrested, but the money was gone. Recovery was impossible as everything had been spent. Her trust in a fraudulent advisor destroyed the lottery fortune. The investment fraud consumed everything through systematic theft. Her failure to verify statements cost her everything. 41. A Montana man won $5 million, then spent it all on a rodeo production company. He funded rodeo events that lost money consistently. Prize purses exceeded ticket revenue dramatically. After 2 years, the rodeo business had consumed millions. The company folded, having never turned a profit. His Western entertainment dream destroyed the lottery winning. The rodeo production failed through poor financial planning. His cowboy fantasy consumed everything. 42. A North Dakota woman won $7 million and invested in a spa and wellness center that immediately failed. The location couldn't support a luxury spa. Operating costs exceeded revenue from day one. After 18 months, the spa closed, having lost millions. Her wellness business consumed the lottery fortune. The spa dream failed through poor market research and location. 43. A South Dakota man won $10 million, then funded his daughter's modeling career that never materialized. He spent millions on photo shoots, agents, and travel. No modeling contracts or bookings ever came. After 3 years, the modeling dream had consumed most of the fortune. His daughter never became a model despite the spending. The career funding destroyed his lottery winning. 44. A Rhode Island woman won $6 million and spent it all on a bed and breakfast that never attracted guests. The property was expensive to maintain without income. After 2 years, the B&B had lost millions. The hospitality business consumed the lottery fortune. The inn dream failed through poor location and marketing. 45. And finally, a West Virginia man won $9 million, then spent it trying to prove conspiracy theories through research and documentaries. He funded investigations into government cover-ups and alien visitations. Expensive equipment and travel consumed hundreds of thousands. After 3 years, he'd spent millions proving nothing. Documentary projects went nowhere despite enormous budgets. His conspiracy research consumed the entire lottery fortune. The truth-seeking destroyed his financial security. His documentaries convinced nobody and accomplished nothing. The conspiracy investigations consumed everything. His quest to expose hidden truths left him broke and isolated. His research produced no evidence but cost him millions. The lottery fortune vanished into paranoid investigations. He ended up more deluded and completely broke, proving that some lottery winners are their own worst enemies, demonstrating that massive sudden wealth doesn't create intelligence or judgment, showing that winning millions means nothing if you're stupid enough to waste it all immediately on terrible decisions that anyone with basic sense would avoid, and proving that the real lottery curse isn't the money itself, but the complete lack of financial education and impulse control that leads people to destroy fortunes faster than they won them. Subscribe if you found these lottery failures as shocking as we did, and remember that managing money requires wisdom that millions of dollars can't buy.